Good day. How are you? Amazing. I think most of you already know by now that amazing is pretty much my homeostasis. It's where I jump off from. And this morning I'm coming to you with this euphoric adrenaline, endorphin energy that I had the pleasure of joining a ZUMBA class last night. And I'm feeling amazing today. I wanted to share this with you because, fitness is part of the overall spectrum that is the puzzle of your life. But it also impacts your wellness and health and business. Yes, your business wellness. Well, we're going to jump into it in just a moment. Sit back and I'll be right back.
Yay!
Well, welcome back. And I'm always speaking about many aspects of business and finances and health. Some of these items I put in my Wealth of Health group on LinkedIn, so always feel open to join in on the discussion there. We hashtag WOH or hashtag Wealth of Health, and you'll find that on LinkedIn. But for right now, why am I talking about ZUMBA? Well, let me tell you why. I went to my doctor's appointment. I think I mentioned this a little bit ago, and I met Jadaira. If I'm saying her name wrong, I apologize. But Jadaira Rivera, and she was outside the hospital area and handing out information regarding her classes that she does. I looked her up, saw that it was legit, and said, you know what? Let's give it a whirl. I went in with the idea of thinking I love to dance. Sometimes it's about, fitness and health, but honestly, I've been dying to just get out there and dance since we moved to Florida because I'm a person that loves to move my body. I love the energy I feel. So, of course, I needed an accomplice or someone to come with me. So I invited my children, and my son stood up and he said he'll come with me. So we embarked on that journey together last night. And let me tell you, we had so much fun. First of all, it was great. It was at the community center, not too far from where we live. And there was other people there, which also made it great. And she was amazing. She was amazing. On my blog, you will find her link. She was absolutely amazing. If you're in this area, please go, have fun, entertain. But here's the best part. So some of the music choices that she played were the music that I love. And I was kind of shocked because I was like, wait a minute, this is like everything I wanted it to be. But more importantly, we moved around and we had so much fun, and pretty much everybody could wear their masks if they chose to. It was a safe environment, super clean, and I could tell 100% sanitized from the moment we walked into the building. COVID friendly. And what I loved about it was the dances she incorporated. We did Zumba, hip hop, salsa, bachata, merengue, cumbia. These different dances really make your body move in ways that you normally don't move when you're sitting at your desk. Think about that for a second. Let that just sit in. Right? Think about it. You're sitting at your desk. Maybe you're standing at your desk, but you're not moving. You're not moving those hips. You're not moving. And some people may think, well, maybe I don't want to move my hips. Why should I move my hips? Those hips need to be moved, because when you're 60, 70, 80 years old, you're going to be stiff in your hips. You're going to get up and be like, ooh, my back. So instead of feeling that way, why not move now? Get your body comfortable with, shall I say it? Gyration. Okay. But what else? So we did a full exercise Zumba, full dance Zumba. And when we were done, we felt amazing. And my son was like very happy. And it was funny because he was like, I feel great. Was he exhausted? Was he tired? Was he like beat up? Sure. But he felt amazing. And that's the euphoria of your endorphins kicking in. Okay, so then I said to him, okay, we go home, take a hot shower because your body's gonna be sore, and then I'll see you in the morning. We'll go to sleep. Next day, we woke up feeling alive, full of energy, because when you move yourself around and, dare I say, exercise, especially when it's heart pumping, your body is making itself better. It's giving you energy that you may have not realized you've had for a long time that you haven't been using. Not only that, but it makes your zone a positive zone. So I told my son, let's commit to this. So it's every Monday for the whole month of August. Let's commit. We can do this. It's at a time that doesn't interfere with our schedules or our lifestyle, and it's convenient. Why not just do it? And he committed with me. So we're going to do this every Monday. And I got to tell you, I feel great. I do. So now I got out the exercise portion, the feel portion. Let's talk about some other parts of this. Business. You know, I like to drive it back to business, as business is my passion. But why does it impact your business? When I used to work for the United Federation of Teachers, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, I attended an exercise class. And I did not let anyone interfere with my exercise class that was hosted by the United Federation of Teachers. It was an excellent way to take my lunch hour and make myself energized, move around. And I got to tell you, when I worked during that time, I was at the peak. One of the peaks of my fitness. I had lost weight, but I wasn't skinny. I was healthy. My overall balance and testing was good. But not only that, it put me in a great mood. When you work in an area where you're dealing with many different aspects of your business, sometimes you get stressed out or you get anxious about deadlines and appointments and things you have to do. But in an environment where you are allowed to break away and cut loose, you're able to open up your mind to different things. So I would do that every Tuesdays and Thursdays. But we also had a Planet Fitness. So usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning before work started, I would go to Planet Fitness and work out there for about 30 minutes. And I would do different level intervals. So fast, short, stressful, non-stressful exercise. And that really helped to tone my body and shape my body to what I wanted it to be. So I felt comfortable. Am I a big, gorgeous, amazing, beautiful woman? Yes. But am I a big, gorgeous, amazing woman that has a shape? Yes, very jestful. So when I say this, you know, your idea of the best you is your idea. It's your visual perspective of who you want to project. It may not be everybody else's. But at that point in my life, my suits felt beautifully. My clothing layered beautifully. I felt stunning. My energy was good. And when we had stress and I had to deal head on and protect my boss or protect my department, I had a level of, I'm okay energy. This is how I'm going to move forward. Meaning it's not emotional energy. It's pointed energy that is level-headed because I was able to let out stress in my workouts. Now, when I left that environment, to this day, I miss that environment. That environment was something that was an amazing environment to work in. I must say that was one of the highlights of my career is working for the United Federation of Teachers. Now, I move on and I start another, I do in-between business consultations, as all of you know, and then I do some intervals of work and other things. Well, I worked at another company that I was able to speak to a yoga instructor who owns her own business and really convinced her if she can come every Wednesday to my office and have a class that we would pay for. And we had a following, and then she came every Wednesday, and it was an amazing experience. Anybody who took part in that yoga, that vibe of yoga, I'm going to call it, loved it. They would let me know, can we do this again? Is it possible? And the truth is, it was one of the highlights of my week on those Wednesdays to attend yoga. And a lot of people don't realize that it doesn't have to be high impact, low impact. It just has to be any type of movement. So with the yoga came, and it was actually very amazing. One of the ladies in the class, and I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to put her out there, was trying to actually have a baby, and she was so stressed out and nervous and anxious. However, she would come to class, and the instructor was so calming and explaining to her to, not be stressed about it, to let it go in the class, let the negative energies go. So then I didn't see her for like 6 months, and then I saw her. She was pregnant. I'm like, oh my God, you're pregnant! What the? Congratulations! And she totally was like, I had to let that stress go, and now I adapted some of those yoga movements into my everyday. I love that. Okay, I've been doing yoga for about 10 years off and on. I'm not a yogi, but I also do aerobics and other things. And you may meet me and say, that child don't do a damn thing. And I get that because I'm a big woman. And as I mentioned, I have a condition called hypothyroidism. So it's hard for me to lose, I guess, fat, if that's the concern in your brain. But overall, I'm very healthy with what I maintain in my levels, and I do a lot of movement. So for me, I feel great, no matter what you're thinking, right? But so that was a highlight of when I worked at this company. I was able to provide that service through a third party. I got them there, and I love being in charge of that and making that happen and being part of that class. So every part of what I do, I always try to put some type of movement into it. Now, when COVID happened, nobody did anything, right? We all started walking. Maybe we did more walking, but really it was very antisocial behavior that we were forced to kind of involve ourselves with. So a lot of us fell into depression, and a lot of my friends called me, and as you all know, I do motivational coaching. I'm not a psychoanalyst or psychotherapist or psychologist at all, but I do motivational coaching, and I'm able to just speak and help you focus on goals. So with the goal focusing, I spoke with a lot of people who were seeking out my help, and some of them, because they weren't working, I normally charge, by the hour for any services I provide. I was giving a lot of free services because, I saw there was a need. Now, I'm not going to shout anyone out, but through coaching, I would involve or suggest walking, exercise, movement. One of the easiest things I always find myself doing every morning is jumping jacks. I say do 10 jumping jacks every morning for the rest of your life. You know why? You move your whole entire body. It's just 10 and you start your day. If you can't do anything else, do that. Now, if you are disabled or wheelchair bound and you can move your arms in circles, neck rolls, anything you can do to move your body, because your body needs that. It needs the movement. It does. And, I do have family members that can't move around. And so when I come visit them or I speak to them, these are some of the things I suggest. Let's move your shoulders. How about we move your head? And just to kind of get that movement, that blood flowing. You need your blood to flow, right? If you don't use it, you'll lose it, is what they say. So here I am, right? Talking about ZUMBA. First of all, Jadira Rivera is an excellent instructor, and I'm giving her a second shout out because normally I won't give any shout outs, but I do need to give her her props. Excellent in motivation, excellent in her technique, in her warm up to her drill to the end when we cooled down. It was organized, it was efficient. I must say, I recommend her for anything. Let's say you're having a ladies' party or you're having some type of party. Maybe you want to do something different. Have a ZUMBA party, invite her, figure it out. I will put her link in the blog. You will see it. But more importantly, why about the business? So I just mentioned 2 different businesses that incorporated exercise or fitness or wellness. Let's use the word wellness. Now, in the company that I worked for that had the yoga, they had a gym. So some companies have a gym or a partnership with a nearby gym. So some employees, they are told, go to the gym, go work out, go enjoy that. But then they don't have time, right? I don't have time. So when I worked for the United Federation of Teachers, we had 15-minute breaks. So sometimes we would utilize those. But it is in the best interest of your business to incorporate some type of wellness program for your employees. Why? A couple of reasons. When you incorporate wellness in your programs, if you have part of your compensation and benefits plan, This is a part that can add a benefit and credit you when you're doing your taxes at the end of the year. Costs, planning, budgeting for this. These are things that you can put into your taxation, right? Into your health benefit. Okay, so we offer medical, dental, vision, right? Insurances, and we offer a health program. Does your employee elect to be a part of it? Sure. Now, do you have classes or partnership? Why not? Do you offer a discount? Okay, if you go to this gym, you get a discount. Or if you come here, if you have a certain amount of healthy living points, 100 points, 1,000 points, maybe you get an extra hour on your break. Maybe you get an advantage. Maybe you get a gift card. There's all these things that when you think about those incentives, they may cost you, but in the end, they'll keep your employees. Now, I always like to bring things to relevance in your human resources or human capital management. When you have a business and you see that you're doing a high attrition, a high turnover, where you're hiring people and firing people, hiring people and firing people, hiring people and firing people, that directly impacts your overhead. There's nothing you can do but change you, because here you're setting out a net, hiring all these employees that they are skilled. So in your posting, your job description, you put, okay, you have to have an associate's degree, or you have to have a business degree, or you have to have a bachelor's or a master's. Here's your credentials you're requiring. Then you're going through and doing reference checks, background checks, and they're qualified. Now, what do they bring to the table? We look at their relevant job experience. In their relevant job experience, they offer what you are required. You meet them, you have a connection, they're great, you hire them, and then they quit. Or you fire them. What happens? What happened there in that dynamic where they were amazing, you wanted them to work for you, and now they're not amazing, or something's not right and you can't put your finger on it? So it could be many things, but then think about in your compensation plan or in your salary plan. Maybe you're a new business and you can't offer a higher salary or a strong compensation. What can you offer? Maybe you want to say, hey, listen, I'm going to offer to you an extra hour a week for you to do healthy living. Choose it any way you want. You have to do walking, you have to do some type of gym or something, but you track it in healthy points. That gives them a goal. Some people are goal oriented. Now, at the end of the year, you can assess, did this work? Did you keep those employees? Maybe you have teams. Okay, red team, yellow team, green team, blue team. Let's see how we do. You make it a competition, a drive. Most employees look for a motivational drive while they're working there. Everyone's there to do the work. But what else will keep them? What else will create a culture of a work environment that will make them happy? Oh, well, our business is remote. We don't see each other. It doesn't mean you can't have a healthy business atmosphere that's remote. Well, I can't control what they're doing in their houses. You're not controlling what they're doing in their houses. You're not trying to control them at all. You're providing an opportunity for them to take part in some type of organized events or motivational tasks that will create an environment of culture that your job or company needs. Sometimes they do it with you create a step program, right? We all use like Fitbit or one of these things. Well, there's a companies that there are company settings where you can create teams and that track steps and Fitbits and things of that nature. You can do that too. There's so many different avenues you can take this in your wellness program. Some companies already have this, so that's great, and kudos to them. Now, what's the point, right? Okay, yeah, so we have the compensation. Now what? Well, I will challenge you to see how offering some type of healthy incentive that you don't just offer and leave out there on the table to get dusty, like a catalog, right? You actually take part, speak about, talk about, make it an initiative that you're involved in. Because if my boss is involved with it, I want to be involved with it. I want my boss to see me doing things that highlight what I can do, my activities, and myself of loyalty and team participation. Believe it or not, your employees think that way. Believe it or not, they think that way. So if you're involved, they're involved, right? It's just how it is. Oh, we have our company baseball team. Well, guess who's a part of that? Your employees, right? Because they want to be a part of it. Do they have their own lives to live? They sure do, but they want to be involved in things like this nature. In one of my previous companies, we had a vibe group where we did bowling and roller skating. And I did kind of create this in a lot of companies that I worked in where we would have outings. And in one of the companies that I worked for, which was an amazing company for home health aides, they had the company picnic, which was amazing. It was so much fun. And these things are highlights. Like, you think about the holiday party or February Valentine's luncheon. It's silly, right? You think of, well, who really wants to be a part of this? Believe me, your employees do. Whether or not you agree, or whether or not you think, oh, that's corny or that's lame, 100% of us are basically corny and lame. So it works. Now, you create excitement. You create motivation just by enterprising in a level of wellness and activity. If your activity is roller skating, that's wellness. It's movement. If it's dance, if it's ZUMBA, if it's yoga, if it's bowling, it's wellness. Think about it. And think about how these adrenaline, endorphins, the euphoria, these 3 words that I said at the beginning, you'll create these feelings that will bring your business to a higher level. I mean, at least think about it. It won't hurt you, right? So this is what I wanted to talk about today. Now, for me, I'm committed. So when I commit to something, I make it a realization in my life. I make sure that I don't let anything get in the way. As I mentioned before, it goes on my planner. It is scheduled. Nothing will interfere with it. It's treated as an appointment that I am working with. Remember I told you about scheduling stress? Think about it. So now it's a real item for me, and I will move forward with it. And I'll touch base with you all, let you know how it worked out. Definitely I'll update the blog. But let me know what you think. Definitely you can visit Wealth of Health on LinkedIn, or you can always, as many of you give me comments or ask me questions. The other thing I was going to mention is this Thursday, I will be doing Spotify Green Room for 15 minutes. So come find me. And if you see me there, have fun, join in, ask questions, interrupt, and let's have fun with it. That Spotify Green Room will be posted on the following podcast. And we'll be talking about in the Spotify Green Room ZUMBA. So with that said, have a great day. And talk to you soon. And thank you for joining me on this journey of Fannytastic Life.